Welcome back to the Hero's Journey. I am your empowerment guide and fellow superhero, Venus the Goddess. Let's begin Arc 3: Mindfulness, Meditation, and Becoming the Conscious Observer of Your Mind. This is a pre recorded lecture, so please feel free to pause and take a break whenever you need to. Just note the time so that you won't lose your place when you get back. The objective of this arc is to provide a cosmic perspective that liberates you from suffering and to equip you with the practical tools of mindfulness and meditation to become the calm, conscious observer of your mind. That first thing you need to achieve anything is a calm mind. Now, before I teach you the practices of meditation and mindfulness, I'm going to take you on a cosmic side quest. Did you know man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun? There are 100 to 400 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy, many with their own families of planets, creating a galaxy filled with trillions of worlds. There are 1 to 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. We don't know the total number of galaxies there are in parts of the universe we can't see. The total number of galaxies in the entire universe is unknown and could potentially be infinite. The observable universe is the portion of the universe from which light has had time to reach Earth since the beginning of the universe. Research suggests that the entire universe is at least 250 times bigger than the parts of it we can see with high-tech telescopes. Take a good look at this image on the left-hand side. You are here. Don't take stuff so seriously. Do not take life too seriously. You will never get out of it alive. The earth is so small and insignificant in comparison to the universe. It's like a microscopic speck in a ginormous soup that is continually getting bigger, bigger, and bigger because the universe is expanding as we speak. Our lives, worries, and fears are so small, they are nearly non-existent. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. If we were to compress the entire 13.8 billion timeline of the universe into a single calendar year, all recorded human history, which is roughly 6,000 years, would fit into the last 14 seconds. Your entire life, from birth to this very moment, passes in a flash, roughly a fifth of a single second. Yet some people don't get that because they die at birth. Life is too short. Don't sweat the small stuff. Why do we die? Because we were never meant to live. Yet, here we are. Death is legally and medically defined as the irreversible cessation of all brain function, including the brainstem. The question, why do we die, is ancient. It is as old as humans have been able to think abstractly. The question of mortality is fundamental, and to ponder it is intricately human. For ages, Theologians and philosophers have answered this question through various perspectives. In Christianity, we die because of inherent sin passed down from the first pair of human beings, Adam and Eve, after they obeyed God. In Hinduism, we die because the eternal soul must shed its temporary physical body as a part of a natural cycle called samsara. That is the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. According to modern scientists, we die because of a process known as aging. That is the gradual damage to our cells, DNA, and molecules over time. This process causes the body's coherent systems to fail and cease functioning. Be it due to imperfection, aging, or the limitations of the material world, death is an eventuality. We die. But that doesn't have to be a thing. Death is something we can learn to accept. I like cemeteries. As an introvert, I frequent them because they're quiet. Devoid of noise, hustle and bustle, there's peace in death. Oh, but the joy to live, to stop to smell the roses, to eat flavorful cuisine, to dance in the rain, to frolic in the meadow, to be whimsical, to be comical, to be poetic, to sing like no one's listening, to laugh deep, loud, and hearty, to hug, to kiss, to make love. Oh, to indulge in life's simple pleasures. Smile. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Life may be full of challenges, death may be inevitable, but there is always something to smile about. Did you know that it takes more muscles in your face to frown than to smile? The very act of smiling triggers the brain to release dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the body. That in turn reduces stress. You can literally trick your brain into feeling happy by smiling. Try it. Smile. Let's take a brief pause before we move into the next section. Okay. In the beginning, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The magnificent, mysterious, and massive universe as we know it is 13.8 billion years old. In the beginning was a small and incredibly hot, dense point called a singularity. All matter and energy was concentrated within that single cosmic egg. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion of epic proportions, but a rapid expansion and cooling of an originally hot, dense point. What caused this sudden expansion? Perhaps a word, a primordial sound of Om, a frequency, a thought, an intention. Modern cosmology proposes that a singularity is a breakdown in the laws of physics. It's the point in the fabric of existence where mathematics fail. Furthermore, they are now suggesting that no such singularity existed, and prior to the Big Bang was just an extremely hot, dense state of cosmic inflation. There are over 10,000 religions worldwide. Science is not the antithesis of spirituality. They can coexist. Whether it was cosmic inflation or the word, we can agree that something calls to be something. In John 1:1 of the Christian Bible, word originates from the Greek word logos, which derives from the Proto-Indo-European root leg, meaning to collect, to speak. It's translated to mean word as in a spoken word or reason. Now, whether you choose to call this reason or cause to be God or a breakdown in physics, it is fine with me. Individuals who are going to benefit the most from this hero's journey are those with an open mind. To me, the cause to be all that there is an act of nature that's not personified or anthropomorphized. That action or cause to be is just a natural state of existence. It isn't something that's separate from nature. Now, I can choose to see this cause to be as the Supreme Mother opposed to the Supreme Father and give it human like qualities. There certainly are many cultures, especially from the ancient world, that worshiped a divine, supreme female deity, the great mother goddess, as the creator of the universe. I also like to entertain the idea that perhaps existence has always existed. Perhaps the universe, like galaxies, are a complex system. And complex systems are inherently self-emergent and self-organizing, meaning they don't need an external force or creator in order to come about or to come to be. Perhaps the universe is a system that naturally moves from a state of chaos, as in a mathematical failure, to a harmonious state of cosmic law and order. Perhaps the universe is fundamentally a mathematical structure, and therefore it is governed by equations. In Egyptian mythology, they worshipped the goddess Mayat, who is the goddess of truth, justice, balance, harmony, law, morality, and cosmic order. Perhaps the goddess Mayat is the deification and personification of this mathematical principle that the Egyptians observed in the universe. I also entertain the I think it's called panpsychism view that basically says that the universe is fundamentally conscious and that the divine is woven into the very atomic fabric of creation. In Christianity, they believe human beings are made in the image of God, thus God-like. They believe God is all powerful. Well, if we are the children of God, then that would suggest that we are at the very least demigods or superhuman. Whether you are a theist, a polytheist, atheist, pantheist, pantheistic, or agnostic. You create your reality. Power is not in what you believe. Power is in belief itself. We all believe in something. And what I've learned over decades, learning about different religions and spiritual practices, studying history and science, I learned that we all believe in the same thing. We just call it something different. Let's take a moment to just pause and breathe. If you like, go get a drink of water or sip some tea before we move into a different perspective. Okay, perspective. We are stardust. We are golden. We are billion-year-old carbon. And we got to get ourselves back to the garden. The same elements that are essential for life and make up our bodies, such as oxygen, carbon, and calcium, were forged in the hearts of massive stars through a process called stellar nucleosynthesis. When these stars died or exploded in supernova, these elements plus gold and platinum scattered across space. The very iron that's in our blood, the calcium that's in our bones, are all debris from exploding stars. We are literally stardust. We aren't separate from the universe. We are the universe. A drop of the ocean is still the ocean. We are conscious and able to wonder about our own existence. We are the universe consciously experiencing itself. And perhaps that's the whole point of it all. What if God is not an objective reality to know, but a unique perspective to have? What if we all are right? What if we all are God observing itself from different points of view? Like exploding stars, we too die. From dust we are, to dust we return. You're not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. There is more than one way to get to the top of the mountain, and there's more than one way to get down. Like water, follow the path of least resistance. That is the path of wellness, integration. Life on planet Earth began in the ocean. Perhaps our existence can be likened to the cycle of water. That is, evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Perhaps our spirit or our soul starts at the ocean before it is then evaporated into a different state. Then it rains and our spirit falls upon the mountains. And each takes a different path down the mountain, forming long, winding rivers. Its path is its own unique perspective. When we die, that is just the river flowing back into the ocean, our spirit returning home to collective consciousness. Take a moment to just think, to wonder, to be curious. and to be open-minded. You don't have to accept this perspective. You don't have to accept any perspective that I share with you throughout this hero's journey. The goal is to get you to think critically, because there is more than one way to get to the top of the mountain. Let's take another brief pause before we move forward into the next section. Get a drink of water, drink some tea, stretch your legs, breathe. Okay, let's begin the next section. You beat the odds. The odds of you being born is as uniquely you are so infinitesimally small that they are effectively zero. Let me repeat that. The odds of you being born as uniquely you are so infinitesimally small that they are effectively zero. What does this mean? It means that virtually any other specific event you can imagine is more likely to happen than the precise, unique set of circumstances that led to your existence. It is statistically more likely that 2 million people, each rolling a trillion sided die, will roll the exact same number. You get half of your genes from your mother and the other half from your father. When your mother was born, she was born with 1 to 2 million eggs. However, most of those eggs will never reach maturity. During her reproductive years, she releases 400 to 500 eggs, with one egg being released per month. So that's one precise egg out of the possibility of 2 million. Your father, on the other hand, he releases 40 million to 1.2 billion sperm cells in the single event that conceived you. For you to be uniquely you and not a slightly different person like a sibling, that specific sperm carrying one half of your genetic makeup had to fertilize the exact egg with the other half of your genetic makeup at the precise moment. If, for example, your parents decided to go out to the movies or dinner instead of staying home that night, you would never had existed. You would never had existed. Contrary to popular belief, because we all heard of that single sperm that won the race. Well, scientists has found that a single sperm cell didn't win the race to fertilize a passive egg cell. Instead, the egg has more of a role in this process. See, the egg is surrounded by a protective layer, and on the surface of the egg is specific receptors. The egg releases chemical attractants to attract sperm. And the egg is so intelligent that it can either accept or reject sperm after contact. So you see, divine feminines, even on a cellular level, you don't chase, you attract. You can consciously choose who is welcome in your space. The divine masculine and divine feminine merge, creating the exact genetic combination that is like your special locker number that is uniquely you. The odds of your conception are 1 in 400 trillion. I'm going to repeat that. The odds of your conception are 1 in 400 trillion. For your conception to even be possible, your parents had to meet and stay together long enough to conceive. If they broke the relationship off prior to that moment, you wouldn't exist. In fact, every single one of your direct ancestors going back to 20,000 generations had to survive long enough to reproduce with the exact right partner at the exact right moment of conception. And if there was a single break in this 500,000-year-old family tree, you wouldn't be here. If any one of your ancestors had died young, taken a different path home, or conceived a child on a different night, you would not exist. The odds of you being here are staggering. The probability of you existing is about 1 in 10 to the 2,685,000, the power of 2,685,000. That number is so huge, I can't even say it. That's the number 1 followed by 2,685,000 zeros. In order to write that number out, it will require 3,500 pages of text. Imagine being that rich. What would you do with all that wealth, all that money? The atom is the smallest building block of all matter. That's all physical, living, and non living things. The odds of you existing are trillions of times greater than the number of atoms in the universe. It is, for all practical purposes, impossible. You wasn't supposed to be here, but yet here you are. What an accomplishment! That is something worth celebrating. You won the lottery of life when the odds were against you, when it's nearly impossible that you exist, living, breathing, eating, and watching TikTok. Death may be inevitable, but life is literally a defiance to probability. It's like winning the Powerball with a cash prize so unthinkable. You can't count it or spend it all in any lifetime combined. You are inherently wealthy. There are billions of people who will never be born, billions of genetic codes that will never be unlocked. Doctors, singers, revolutionaries that will never exist. Yet you exist. Here you are. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? And to be so lucky to be in the same timeline as Michael Joseph Jackson and Beyonce. To be that close to greatness. Oh, you superstar. Life is stubborn, but if there is a will, there is a way. This innate will to exist is in all of us. The will to beat the odds is in all of us. We are the underdogs, rising to occasion. We may be a cosmic speck in this ginormous, spacious universe, home to trillions of galaxies, planets, stars, black holes, wormholes, dark energy, dark matter, and antimatter. But we are extremely lucky to be here. Sure, we're all going to return to dust. All living creatures do, except for maybe the immortal jellyfish that has the potential to live forever by reverting to earliest stages of its life. The glass sponge can live to 10,000 years. The Great Basin Brittlecone pine tree up to 5,000 years. The Greenland shark to 500 years. The worker bee to 60 days. The mayfly less than a day. The average lifespan of humans is 72 years. Good news, the oldest recorded person lived to be 122. And some research suggests a potential maximum of around 150 years due to improvements in healthcare, sanitation, and nutrition. No matter if you are blessed to live a long life or less than a day, you still beat the odds. Celebrate life. See every moment as a blessing because it can be your last. La Santa Muerte, or Holy Death, as some cultures call her. She doesn't discriminate. When she comes knocking, she's knocking loudly. But death teaches us to be grateful. She says, be grateful for today because tomorrow isn't promised. Be grateful for every day. Be grateful for every moment. Be grateful for every breath. Our lives may be a fifth of a second short, and it may be challenging, but you are nothing short of a miracle. It's not joy that makes us grateful. It's gratitude that makes us joyful. Okay, let's take a quick break before moving into our first practical tool, mindfulness. Okay, take a sip of water, sip of tea, stretch your legs, or simply just breathe. I want to give you time to integrate all this information that you're learning today. Okay, let's talk about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of your thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surroundings in the current moment without judgment. Mindfulness is about focusing on what is happening right now rather than ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. Well, how does mindfulness help? Well, let's talk about time. Time is both a fundamental aspect of physics and a human construct. Time is interwoven with space as a dimension. It is something that is measurable and affected by speed and gravity. However, the human experience and measurement of time, such as the division of past, present, and future, and the division into seconds, minutes, and hours, is all a social construct. It does not exist. The past is simply a collection of memories, while the future is imagined. Mindfulness teaches you how to be present in the infinite now. It reduces stress by promoting a sense of calm. It improves your focus. Energy flows where attention goes. And practicing mindfulness helps you to become better at focusing your attention. It increases self awareness and builds a foundation for emotional regulation. How do you do it? Well, I'll give you an illustration. Liken mindfulness to cloud gazing. So imagine laying supine on the green grass on a partly cloudy day. It's 75 degrees with a gentle breeze, making the temperature a comfortable 70. The sky is baby blue, and the bright yellow sun is playing hide and seek in the clouds. As you focus your attention on the clouds passing through, take notice of how they look. Some clouds are small, while others are larger. Some are lower in the sky, while others are higher. Some pass by alone, others pass in groups. Some look like fields of cotton balls. You notice one looks like a rabbit and another a fish. Now close your eyes and take a deep breath, turning your attention to the sky in your mind and body. Each thought, feeling, and bodily sensation are like clouds passing by. Some are light and fluffy, others are heavy and dark. The goal of mindfulness is to become consciously aware of the clouds without judgment or attaching to them. You are the observer, not the judge. Acknowledge their presence in your inner sky. And when a thought arises in your sky, acknowledge it as simply a thought. You don't have to accept it as true. Remember, it's only a thought, and thoughts can be changed. Become the conscious observer, that is, the witness of the thoughts, images, body sensations, feelings, sounds, smells, visuals, and textures in your environment. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. Now let's do a guided sensory exercise. And you can try this exercise when you're eating. So imagine you're eating a piece of fruit. How does it taste? Is it sour, bitter, or sweet? What texture does it have? What's the consistency? If you're lying in bed, how does the fabric feel along your skin? Is it soft, itchy? Does your sheets and blankets smell like gain? Can you wiggle your toes? If you're taking a walk, how many birds do you hear chirping in the trees? How many squirrels do you see? What color is the sky? Is it blue or is it gray? How does the blades of grass feel underneath your feet? Breathe in that earthy smell. Can you smell the rain? Observe your mind now. Let's go within. What's playing? Is it a scene of catastrophic proportions? Are you the protagonist of your own horror movie that would give Steven Spielberg nightmares? How do you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you feel sad? Frustrated? Anxious? Do you feel frustrated and anxious? Do you feel heaviness? Do you feel lonely? Do you feel empty? Do you feel lost, hopeless, unworthy? Do you feel shame, guilt, grief? Do you feel angry? Do you feel resentment? Do you feel loved, respected, seen, heard? Do you feel hungry? Do you feel tired? Do you feel like you want to be here? What are you thinking about right now? In this present moment, what thoughts are crossing your mind? What's the internal monologue? Is it, I'm such a loser. I'm stupid. No one will ever marry me. I'm going to be alone forever. I have bad luck. I'm not beautiful. She looks better than me. He probably hates me. If I go to this work presentation, I'm going to bomb. I'll sweat and freeze up and be so embarrassed. I'm not good enough. I'll never afford a house. I can't. I'm afraid. Life sucks. Fuck my life. What about your body? Do a body scan. Is your heart racing? Does it feel like it's in your throat? Is your breath quickening? Are you clenching your jaw? Are you hunching your shoulders? Are you shaking? Are you sweating? Can you hear your heartbeat? Can you feel the oxygen flowing into your lungs? Take a deep breath. Hold it for a fifth of a second. Let it go. Be grateful for every breath that you take because the next one is not promised. Changing the station. Don't judge any of your thoughts or images that play in your mind. See it as tuning into a station, a television or radio station. What do you hear? What do you see? Did you know that you can change the station? You don't have to shipwreck from a tornado of negative thoughts or pictures. You can consciously change the station. If there's a will, there is a way. If you notice as the conscious, detached observer of your mind, body, and surroundings, that your reality is chaotic, miserable, or painful, if you notice your nervous system is reacting to a threat that is not there, if you notice your physical environment is not safe, change it. We're going to move into another practice that you can do to help you, another mindful practice that you can do that can help you if you are battling with, for example, anxiety. These practices help you to regulate your emotions. But before we move into this next exercise, I just need to take a quick pause. So just bear with me for a few moments, please. Mhm. Use this time to just take a break yourself, get a drink of water, sip some tea, or just pause, just breathe, practice breathing. Sorry for any background noise. Mm. Okay. Thank you for waiting so patiently. Now let's move into this next exercise. I call it Stop to Smell the Roses. Now, when you're feeling anxious or overthinking, try this sensory exercise. Imagine you're smelling a bouquet of beautiful, fresh red roses. Deeply inhale for 4 seconds. Really get a whiff of those roses. Or if you prefer, you can imagine a candle, a bottle of your favorite perfume, Cinnabons, or chocolate chip cookies. Whatever smells great to you. So inhale for 4 seconds and hold your breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale the sensory pleasure for 8 seconds. Again, smell the roses for 4 seconds. Take in the soft, sweet scent of the petals. Take it all into your lungs. Hold it there for 7 seconds. Then release it back into the air for 8 seconds. You can breathe in through your nose. 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Then exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. Then affirm, I am grateful. I am safe. I am grateful. I am safe. If you are someone who suffers with panic attacks, another great way to calm yourself and to calm your nervous system down is by moving your body. That tension and that energy must go somewhere. So, if you're in the middle of a panic attack, intense, brief movements like jumping jacks, jogging in place, or just jumping up and down can help by burning off all those stress chemicals that cause the fight or flight response. You can practice breathing, or you can also just move your body. Go for a walk, go for a jog in place, jump up and down, dance. Get the body moving so that all of this nervous energy can dissipate. And it'll help you to calm down and get out of that state of mind a lot faster. Now, let's talk about another practice, meditation. What is meditation? Well, Meditation is a practice that trains the mind to focus attention and achieve a state of clarity and tranquility. It teaches techniques like focusing on your breath, a mantra, a sound, or an object to become more aware of the present moment without judgment. Meditation is the formal practice that is used to help cultivate mindfulness. You can practice mindfulness anytime, whereas with meditation is a practice that you want to actually set time aside to do. How does it help? Meditation helps because it improves your awareness, focus, and concentration. It boosts your emotional health by reducing anxiety and stress. It enhances your sleep. So, if you're someone who battles with insomnia, meditation can help you to fall asleep and to get more restful sleep. It helps you to achieve a state of inner calm and relaxation and helps you to connect with the present moment. How do you do it? To meditate, first, find a quiet and safe space that is free from any distractions. You can sit in a lotus pose, which is sitting with your legs crossed and your hands resting on your knees. That is a very popular pose. If you know anything about meditation, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Or you can lie on your back in Shavasana. That is basically just lying down on your back in a very calm position or state. I recommend just being in whatever position you have access to and that feels most comfortable for you. So don't overthink it. Close your eyes lightly and focus on your breath. Quietly observe how your chest rises with every inhalation and lowers with every exhalation. Silently witness how your belly swells and deflates like a balloon. Release any tension in the body, like in your face, neck, and shoulders. Really melt into the position as you focus on your breath. If any thoughts or images come up into your mind, don't judge or attach to them. Simply return your focus to your breath. If you like, you can even count your breath with mala beads, or some call them prayer beads. If you find it difficult to focus on your breath, you can focus on a sound like soft, serene music, or you can repeat a mantra like the primordial om, om, or you can say, I am safe, I am grateful, I am safe, I am grateful, I am safe. Also, you can visualize something specific like a color, maybe your favorite color or the color green because green is associated with healing. If you prefer a guided meditation where an instructor guides you through the process, there is there are plenty of options you can choose from on YouTube. There are many types of meditation, including silent meditation, guided meditation, mindfulness meditation, walking meditation, and sleeping meditation. I recommend exploring your options to find the type of meditation that works best for you. The length of meditation can range from 60 seconds to an entire day of waking hours, but I'm not expecting anyone to be a Shaolin monk, especially in the beginning. And you don't have to be. You don't have to sit and meditate for hours to achieve uh, relaxation and calm. You don't have to meditate for hours to receive the benefits. For the best effects, aim for 10 to 20 minutes daily. Um, it's not so much the length of meditation that's important, it's consistency. So in the beginning, if you're only able to meditate for 5 minutes a day, that is good and well. Just gradually increase the duration of meditation to about 20 minutes. So maybe for the first week, you do 5 minutes, and then the second week, 10 minutes, then 15, and then 20. Now, if you're in need of something that is clinically stronger, like a clinically stronger program to help manage stress, pain, illness, or depression, you can try a practice that is called mindfulness based stress reduction or mindfulness based cognitive therapy, MBCT. And so I just recommend, you do your research and you can look into that because that may help you. But building a foundation of meditation, just 10 to 20 minutes a day, the results are truly, truly life changing. Now, let's move into our final section of this arc. And in this section, we're going to talk about hope. What is hope? Well, hope is confidence in a positive outcome. It's not expectation of a specific outcome. You already beat the odds. You're already here. You already exist when your existence is literally impossible. Your very existence is evidence of your ability to endure, adapt, and persist through challenges, even when the outcome isn't certain. Have faith that no matter the outcome, you will prosper. You are lucky. You are resilient. You are victorious. I don't know how I will win, but I know I won't lose. Say that as your mantra when life just feels chaotic, when the outcome of circumstances feels unsure. Say to yourself, I don't know how I will win, but I know I won't lose. I am victorious. Happiness is not in the past, it's not in the future. Happiness is in the present moment, the infinite now. Worrying about a future that may never come is not a good use of time. Dwelling on the past robs you of the joy you could be experiencing in the present moment. Mindfulness and meditation trains your brain to focus on the present, not yesterday nor tomorrow. Become the conscious observer of your mind, your inner universe. Live one moment, one breath at a time. Express gratitude for each inhalation and exhalation. Each moment you are safe, say I am grateful. Each moment you are well, say I am grateful. Rest your nervous system. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of joy. And you are worthy of wellness. Ashe. Now, I want you to do this coloring assignment. So, for this assignment, I want you to take 2 pieces of coloring paper. On one piece of paper, draw in crayon a detailed picture of the best case scenario of any situation. I want you to pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations as you bring this scene to life. And it doesn't matter if you don't draw well. That's not the point. But I want you to be as detailed as possible. Really see yourself there. Then, on the back of this drawing, I want you to write down what you observed, what you feel, what you think, what's the thoughts that are going through your mind, the emotions and feelings that come up as you're drawing this best case scenario picture, the bodily sensations, how you're feeling. How do you feel in your stomach, in your chest? Then on the other piece of paper, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to draw in crayon a detailed picture, but this time a detailed picture of the worst case scenario of the same situation. Then on the back of that, I want you to write down the thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations you observe during this exercise. Between the two images, how would you prefer to feel? Why? Is it because it's familiar? Do you feel worthy of it? Would a person who loves themselves and has high self esteem feel this way? I really want you to ask yourself these questions. Would a person who feels safe feel this way? Now, after you do this exercise, I want you to sit back and understand this, that both pictures are simply images, thoughts, a story that you are telling yourself. Neither are real. There is something called detachment. And in the Buddhist tradition, detachment is the practice of releasing attachment to outcomes and impermanent things in order to reduce suffering and cultivate inner peace. Detachment is not to be confused with indifference or apathy, but instead it is a practice of recognizing that everything in life is temporary. You don't know the outcome of this situation, but what you do know is that change is constant, and holding on to things that you can't change or that you're not in control of just leads to suffering. It's okay to have intentions, it's okay to have goals, but practice releasing the desire for specific outcomes. You can be hopeful. You can hope for a positive outcome in any situation, but learn to detach yourself from specific, detailed outcomes that must happen. It must unfold this way. And by learning to detach, you free yourself from unnecessary disappointment and frustration that can arise from not getting what you want. Release the need to control external things and embrace change. See endings as new beginnings. See rejection as redirection. See setbacks as opportunities to learn. Welcome change with grace and peace instead of fear and resistance. Embrace hope. You can say to yourself that I am grateful for positive outcomes. I'm grateful. I am hopeful. I hope for the best. Just don't get too attached to the story, to a specific story. Remember, those stories are only a collection of thoughts and images in the mind. Now, let's get into your homework. For your homework, I want you to complete the coloring assignment. And also, I want you to practice meditation. I want you to practice meditation for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and I want you to do this for 7 days. Your homework assignment is due 1 week from the completion of this video. Credits. The research for this presentation was conducted using a variety of sources, which includes authoritative books, scientific publications, and AI-assisted research tools used to synthesize and verify complex information. If you would like to learn more about any of the subjects I presented, I strongly encourage you to do your own research. This presentation contains images and diagrams used under the fair use for educational purpose, educational and commentary purposes. All visual media are the property of their respective creators. No copyright infringement is intended. Offerings. I do offer private sessions, and if you would like to book a virtual one-on-one mentoring session with me, you can email me at thethegoddess@gmail.com. The sessions are 60 minutes at a rate of $150 per hour. Volunteer offerings. If you would like to donate to this channel, my Cash App is $VTheGoddessXX. There's no obligation. Um, Donations just help me to be able to grow my channel and to continue to provide content for you. Well, that wraps up Arc 3. I hope you enjoyed. I love you, and I'll see you next arc, Arc 4. Bye.